Desmond here from Performance Destination. If you're looking to have your car tuned, whether it's on the dyno or remote, reach out to us and see what we can do for you. We meet the needs on all computer systems. Another day, another Evo. Get this baby set up. Get this one nicely dialed in. Recently just purchased. And standalone, but very old standalone. So let's see. You guys from Indiana?
Yeah.
Nice. It's clean.
The only thing fucking bad about it is the
What turbo was on it? Arcanari?
Yeah.
What size?
I think it's a 60 mil, 58.
58.
It's a 60.
He has an old school has an old school 60. He has a 55, 57, a 62, and a 64. But it looks good.
It's a 58 millimeter turbo.
How's the cold start on this thing? Not the best or the best. Sounds rough. Oh yeah, it sounds rough. Yeah. Real rough. Hear that? I want to hear that again. Fire it up. All right, so this is a built motor. I think it's a 2.0 Arcanari turbo, but it's the 60 millimeter. So I think that's more of the older version of Tyler's turbos. It's because I used to have that turbo a long time ago before on one of my street Evos. I think that's discontinued. I don't think he offers the 60 millimeter no more. So it's 60 on the compressor, 58 on the turbine. This car is on AEM V1, so it's kicking it very old school with the V1. He is on FIC injectors in there. He has, I see the map sensors being ran over here. I don't know what map sensor it's on because I don't see it, but hopefully that leads to somewhere, because I see it going inside the cabin, and it's from that point inside the cabin. So we got to figure out that too for the map sensor wise. But like I said, built motor, cams, everything. It's just, he bought the car like this as is, and eventually what he just told me as he got here, he's like, bro, I'm just gonna tune the car for what it is right now, and eventually I'm gonna go forward facing. He said, I think the original owner, it was forward facing, and they just put it back together with all the stocks, like this more stock appearance stuff. And yeah, you know, it has the AC tuck kit. It's not bad looking. Everything's kind of clean, you know. It's just, all it needs is to go with a bigger turbo system, bigger fuel system. So it's an Evo8, Evo9 front bumper, JDM headlights, and yeah, he already has. All right, good. He already has his resistor pack deleted back there. I'm not a fan of the fuel lab, so you know, we'll see if that caused any issues. Hopefully not. Cross fingers. Got Skunk 2 throttle body on it. I love the Skunk 2 throttle bodies. They work great. So, but yeah, let's just see where we stand, where we go with this car, and get it tuned as is. The car runs pretty rough. Y'all heard how this car started up. it's pretty rough. So I'm going to dial it in, set it up, reconfigure everything, and get this car running right. So got everything hooked up. Old school V1. Press connect. Failure to connect. Oh man, the thing is, on these V1s, that is actually a common thing where it doesn't want to connect or it has problem connecting. So let's go through it. Let's make sure everything's connected. So it should be working. I'm just hoping that we're able to get something done today, because those V1s, once that happens, that's a common thing. And for some reason, his boost controller is just pulsing like crazy. So that means in the settings for his tune, whoever tuned this car, they ramp there. It's like if they're trying to ramp the boost in from idle, and that's why it's pulsing. Because if there was no boost settings in the idle or turn off or the zero RPMs, it wouldn't be pulsing. So I guarantee once I get into that file and I look at the boost controller strategy, I'll get that thing to turn off and not be pulsing. But let's see what we got going on with this V1. All right, so let me just double check something real quick. Connection port, yep, it's on USB. So we gotta go through the serial. Must select a port. When y'all buy these cars, make sure you know what computer is in this car, was in your car. Because sometimes you could buy a car and it could just be a dud because it has an old school computer or the wrong computer or however it's configured. So let me dive a little bit deeper into this for him. Don't know why that's ran like that. Got some loose ground here. Don't know what's going on with that. A lot of this stuff is not even needed, to be honest with you. This ain't even needed. So keep mind of that. All right, so now we got power. I guess it was the cable. So let's see if we have any connection to the computer now on the laptop. So it should. And do you hear your boost controller is buzzing like crazy?
What's that?
Your boost controller, you hear it buzzing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, still failed to connect. All right, so you have power from the converter that converts it to the USB. But from the ECU to the converter, there's no power. So if I disconnect the USB cable on the converter, plug it back in, it gets power, it recognizes it. It starts dinging. Doot, doot, doot. But if I disconnect it from here, from the converter, or if I disconnect it from the ECU, it doesn't ding off. It doesn't recognize it was it off and on. But it's kind of weird because it's getting. Well, to be honest with you, the converter's probably powering up through the ECU. The ECU's probably turning it on, that the light was flashed, but then it goes off. But every time if I disconnect the ECU part from here or from there, it doesn't ding off, doesn't light up. It has no recognition that it's connected. So every time you connect something USB or whatever connection, you will hear it ding ding, and unplug it. It's not doing neither from this end of things. So don't know what. I've had guys on these and some in the V2, the V2 version, where the connection part on the ECU itself is damaged, and it just won't let it connect to the cables. I've had it on USB ones, like on the newer models, USB ones, and I had to have it fixed from a company, and then it connects and it works fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the stock ECU in there. I'm gonna try to see what I can do and create a file for this car, flash it, upload it, fire it up, and let's cross fingers and see everything behaves. But what map sensor do you have in this car? Because your map sensor right now, where you'll go from your map sensor right here. Hold on, let me turn this thing off, because that boost controller is pulsing like crazy. So from right now, you usually have your map sensor right here. So they don't have it right here, and it's tied into, it goes right to the firewall.
Along with the fuel pressure.
Yeah, so like that's the port for the map sensor, but that's how you'll run it if you have an AEM 3-bar or 5-bar map sensor. But just for configurations, okay, so it's a 3.5 bar. So okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, all right, well, let's see. A lot of odds working against me here today, but let's see. But if I could try to find that factory map sensor, what's this? This is it? Yeah, this is the map right here. Okay, yeah, this is the map right here. So this is the map right here. That means they cut it and then they wired this in. Yeah, they cut it and wired this in, so it's no longer on has the factory connection. So it's 100% on the AEM now, AEM sensor. All right, take 2. We're gonna get back on the dyno with this one. Attempt to get back on it today. We have the AEM V1 down there. We're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna upgrade it to the Holtec and get everything set up. Timing gun's ready set up, new plugs ready in there. Now we have the new Holtec we're gonna unbox and hook up and get to it. So here we are, we got the Holtec, we got the jumper, everything we need to set it up. Comes with everything that I would need. That. The IT, but it already has one because it was on the AEM. And then, sure. There we go. And that. So it already has, the EC already has a 3.5 bar. So I'm gonna try to find that in the software for the Holtec if I could pick up on that. If not, then we can reallocate it, or I could probably use the onboard map sensor. But we're going to hook up the jumper to the conversion box, and then to the Holtec, and then the actual wiring for the Evo connect to the other end of the plug, and start calibrating, start setting up, start doing the updates, and try to get this thing up and alive on the Holtec. All right, so everything's plugged in for the Holtec. I'm gonna get the power cables to get it plugged in, so we could get some connection to it. And then this stopped working from the serial port, so this no longer any good. And then we'll figure out a way where we can mount this nice and good back underneath the factory placement, tuck everything in there, and yeah, get going. So we're doing an update on this. It's brand new, right out the box. I already have a file I'm going to load on here that I made for him. It's checking for an update. It's a brand new computer. Don't know how long it's been on the shelf. I'm gonna make sure all the firmware is up to date, make sure everything is good so it doesn't run buggy. And then once that's up to date, then we could load the file I got made for it and fire it up and start working the cold starts all the way into hot starts and load on the dyno. So we'll see. It's pretty late tonight already, so but we're gonna keep pushing on through. All right, so we got this car ironed out, got it fired up, got everything dialed in. Took a little bit because he had a lot going on. Trying to find the sweet spot for the idle. The idler control valve, I feel like it's a little iffy. It partially works, but it's kind of like really, really, really sensitive. even a small adjustment makes huge swings. So like, how to get that iron out really right where it needs to be. It's on S3 cam, so this thing is chopping like crazy. So, but yeah, so far it looks good. I think it's ready for the dyno. All right, so let's test out the idle for startup. No clutch pedal. Just gonna fire it up and see where we stand. Nice and smooth now. I like that. That's perfect. Trying to find the sweet spot of all the settings. So we got the idle, nice and sweet. Those are S3 cams. S3 cams, I don't like that. Got something going on with the radiator. Temperature is getting a little warm. Fans are on, so I'm gonna go check that and see if he bled the cooling system. But look how stable the idle is. Look at that. That's S3s. That's how you get your idle right. Find that sweet spot. It looks good. Looks real good. So we got the car on the dyno, all fully strapped down. Like I said, the car runs a little hot, so I'm gonna bleed the coolant system. He said he already bled it. Let's see. There's no way a temperature spikes high like that. And you turn the car off for like a minute, and then the temperature drops and try to climb back up. It's either the coolant got an air pocket in the system, or potentially we don't know if it's fighting. He just bought this car as is, so we don't even know if the head gasket is good. We did a compression test, it came out good, but you can still have a little bit mediocre compression and have some coolant jacket issues. So I don't know. We'll go through it. Let's see what we can find on the coolant bleed and get this thing fired up. And hopefully we can get this thing bubbling and get all the stuff out the system. As soon as I fire it up, all the coolant just left the chat. So now I'm gonna fill it up with some more because it just sunk right in. Guarantee there's bubbles. Look how these bubbles start coming out. Customers, everybody always say they bled their coolant system, but then I always find some extra, some extra issues somewhere. Make sure y'all bleed this stuff right. Gap y'all plugs. The person you're tuning with should go over all this stuff with you and not get straight to tuning. If they don't go over all this stuff, gapping plugs, coolant bled, check your fuel system, check base fuel pressure, base timing. If they don't go over all this stuff, you don't want to be receiving a quick service. You want to get this stuff done right. Now look at all that bubbles coming out. Now his coolant's going to stay way cooler and more consistent. And if I can get his coolant consistent, his AFR is going to look consistent. Idle is going to look consistent. Everything's going to run more consistent. It's going to be a long night. It's already nighttime, so we're going to get to it. All right, so nothing on the pedal. Pedal's right down there. And we're just going to fire it up. Look at that. S3 cams. There we go. Look at that. All right, let's get to this drivability now. 162, 323 foot-pounds of torque. Horsepower looks good. Torque looks good. This is on gate pressure on this 60 millimeter. So, for an example, if you want to do a comparison, the FP Black is a 58, and this is a 60 millimeter. This was a 60 58. Tad bit bigger. Different housings, so I don't know how that affects for like overall performance between this one and then the FP. But that's gate pressure so far, and I'm going based off what the AFR and then how the curve look, and then eventually gonna start pulling the plugs out, start seeing what the plugs look like. But I like that so far. That tells me we're going in the right direction for gate pressure. So once I start adding boost on this, then I'll be able to start controlling what the graph starts looking like. So the car is not going up in boost pressure. It keeps hitting the same target over and over, same power level over and over, pretty repetitive. Horsepower, torque, same exact thing every single run, same boost pressure every single run. Boost is not turning up, so I wanted to double check something. I put a T-fitting in there. I want to see what it does, if it stays the same or if it goes up. You know, if it stays the same, it tells a story. If it goes up, it tells a story. So I want to start pinpointing what it is. I don't want to change too much on the tune if something's going on mechanical. The customer don't know what's going on with this car. He doesn't have any answers for this car. He bought the car as is, recently moved to Florida. It's here, it's on the dyno, and we're trying to iron it all out for him. Everything is set up. Everything is driving good. Everything's boosting good. Graph looks nice. I just got to figure out the boost control, and I can start working this thing up and start getting somewhere with this. But we're going to see on this next pull with the T-fitting. That should tell me what I need to know. So this is your boost controller right here. I just cut it because the boost wasn't going up. I'm commanding it to go up and it wasn't going up. I put this T-fitting in there. And typically, if you put a T-fitting in between for the two spots for the boost reference, it should go up in boost. It did. It went up pretty good. It went up to like 24.8 pounds of boost. All my other runs before, I was giving it, and the boost wasn't going up. I was like, okay, let me put the T-fitting in there, and then it went up 469. 392 foot-pounds of torque. Went a little rich. I'm gonna pull a little fuel out of it. It's probably gonna carry out a lot better. But that's a huge pickup. All the other runs. So like, if I can get the boost controller to work, the boost controller would help pulse and make the power band a lot more linear, a lot more straighter, a lot more where I'm in control. But the T-fitting is however it comes in is how the boost comes in. So like, if I had the boost controller on there, that same run could have probably been like 470 something or maybe 480, and had it shaped, the shape would be a lot different there too. So that makes it looks good. You know, I don't even know what the goal is for this car. How much horsepower you want to try to make?
Mid-4s.
Oh, okay, then you're good there.
Mid-4s, 5s.
Yeah, you're good there. The thing is with this, I won't be able to get the 5 because I can't turn the boost up.
Yep.
So however it comes in, I'm gonna just make sure the AFR is spot on so I can get the most out of it efficiently. But I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit. It'll help it. You know, all those back-to-back passes, so let it cool off. But we're already at the mid-4s. It's gonna feel good, don't get me wrong. It's gonna feel really, really good. But I can always make it feel better. That's the thing. So, but I had a feeling, so I was like, let me cut it, let me put this T-fitting in the middle of it. Let me see if that boost is gonna go up. And sure enough, it spiked up. So let me let it cool off a little bit. It's not bad. Even the hose is not bad. I kept my hand on the hose. Typically you can't. So that fan is very powerful. Cool it off, so I put my hand on the hose. So see, everything everything else checks out. Everything else checks out. I would have liked maybe to even put more tension on this rod right here. By putting more tension on that rod, it will create more pressure, a boost. Yeah. It'll keep it held down better, and that will also shape out the graph as well. So I would have liked to, to do that. To be honest with you, I probably can. I don't know. This is kind of seized up. I would hate to take this off because if this rod is really strong, it's hard to get tension to put it back on there. But there's ways of doing it. But if this head is seized up, I hate to take that off and next I can't spin it. Because I want to go. If I could do 3 turns down, then hook it back up. It has more tension and it will build more boost, and it will help the power band shape out. Did you say you did a boost link or you didn't do a boost link on this?
I did.
You did? Yeah. Because typically you don't get no space here. But you have half size, so like it's very doable. I feel like I kind of want to do it, but I don't know. I just don't want to do this, and this head don't spin. I don't know. Let's see. So I twisted the head down, 3 full turns, not half turns, but like if I was to do 3 full ones. And then now the tension is off. Before it was not that far off from hooking back on, so now I got to pull this rod up and hook it on here, and it's going to create way more tension, and it's going to hold that boost, hold that gate shut a lot longer and stronger. And now it's going to really change the whole shape of that and the power. So I'm going to guess the next pull is going to be 498 to 505. Next pull. Let's see. 489. I had said anywhere between 490 to 505, and it's right on the money. Pretty damn close. Graph picked up just by changing the gate pressure of the preload. Picked up. So we just give it some more turns just now, because we got some wiggle room on that. This is a fully built engine, 2.0, and we're gonna turn it up some more. So if I can get that torque to pick up, this is where he's gonna feel it. That's where he's gonna feel it. So if I get 500, that'd be nice, but that's where he's gonna feel it. So let's keep getting at it. I think he's gonna like this. It's gonna feel really, really strong. There we go. Right on it. Nice little pickup. 500. Right on the money. Right on the money. 500. 423 foot on the torque. That's gonna feel good. Picked up out here some more. That's what I meant. If I had a boost controller and I was able to control more pressure on the gate, it will shape out better. Look how it just picked up right here. Look how it just picked up right here. It's shaped out a lot better, a lot flatter. Plateaued right here. Then of course it's not even manual boost controller. It's not a boosted solenoid. It's just a T-fitting. So of course it's gonna fall off some and whatnot. But that looks good. That looks good. Now that right there is gonna be fun to play with. So AGT 60 millimeter, nice power band. Really simple setup. Converted over from the AEM V1 that wasn't working on a brand new Haltech right out the box, fully calibrated, fully set up, and now the car is going to be able to be driven smoothly, cold start, hot start, great idle, drivability, and some downshift, and now you got some power behind it. So let's go ahead and let's check out the drivability on this. This is S3's GSC S3 cams. Now look at the quality of that idle. All right, look at that. If anybody tells you you can't run a big cam and have quality idle, they're lying to you, or they either don't know how to do it or they don't want to put the time in to do it for you. But it's very doable. S3's. So you want to double check your connections. You got a loose connection down here for his fan. And there it goes, turns on. I can feel it. Someone has like, is either soldered or there's a butt connector in here. I can feel it. I play with it like this, just bend the wire, it turns on. Yeah, someone was down there playing with that, or it's not OEM. So this piece right here was pulled, this wire is pulled out. It's a butt connector with heat shrink over it. So do yourself a favor and don't ever use butt connectors on nothing car related. I don't even care what it is. Anything engine, whatever, or whatever. A lot of those guys who do butt connectors are stereo guys. They do stuff like that. I could tell I used to have a stereo just by this type of things I was using this car. But you'll want to solder this straight, nice and clean, heat shrink it, wrap it up if you want, and then connect it back. But don't use no butt connectors on anything car related, no matter what it is. I don't care what your friend told you. Don't ever do that. They always tend to come loose over time, or you don't know if you put a proper crimp on it. And we could have went on a test drive today, and then this car could have overheated, and it would have cost him his whole motor. That looked good. Clean. It's a clean plug right there. I did the whole session on this. Because before you got here, I put the plugs in here. So the whole thing is still white, still clean. That's what the plugs look like. That is perfect. It's a good burn. Not a bunch of heat on the threads, so it's not running too hot. All the shininess is off the strap, so that means, you know, the tune-up looks good. It's not over-fueled. It's like perfect.
Feels nice.
Yeah.
Smooth.
How did it feel compared to the way you had it before tuning?
Before the tune, it was completely ass.
you ever get on it before?
Nope.
So this is the first time you get to feel what it feels like.
First time.
How'd it feel?
Beautiful.
We'll get that car some space. Alright, you ready?
Yep.
And then right back to a normal cruise. I love it. This is fun. You definitely want to fix the cooling situation, but after that, then you got a solid car, bro. And this is what it feels like on factory framed turbo. Imagine what it's gonna feel when you do the forward facing big turbo setup. All right, customers all strapped down, and that's it. He's good. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot. I'm like, I'm holding your keys. I was like, I forgot the keys. All right, man. That's it, bro.
That's a wrap. Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy, man. That thing feels nice, smooth. Drivability smooth. Hits good, nice and smooth. No jerkiness, no breakup. And then put it in high gear or let off the clutch. Put it in neutral. It's right back to a comfortable ride. So, all right, man. Brought his ride all the way down here for us to tune. We got it going for him. Now he's heading back home. Sounds good.
Take it easy, buddy.
All right, bro. Another car done. Nicely. It's late, but you know what? It's worth it for these customers. Welcome back to another feature. This is Desmond Pierre at Performance Destination. I had a new customer come in with his vehicle. This is actually the second time he came within the last week. The first time he came earlier this week that he had an Evo8, couldn't connect to it, no communication to the cable. It's a serial cable, that's serial adapter to USB. Did not work. Tried everything, tried multiple cables, tried multiple conversions for the serial to USB. It just didn't want to have no power, no activity, no laptop recognition, like nothing. It was just dead in the water. So I told him, you're a fully built setup, aftermarket turbo, bigger injector, so a decent fuel system. You need to go with a good quality computer system. This way you're not running into inconsistent issues like this. The V1 is outdated, obviously, everyone knows that. So I told him, go with the Haltech. The Haltech is plug and play. You get the ECU, you get the jumper, it plugs everything in. Built him a configuration file for his setup. We did that and it ran a little rough. I had to work a couple things, change some idle stuff, like for the idle screw, adjust fuel pressure, go into the file because on his AEM V1, he is running the map sensor, but I don't know what pin certain things are assigned to, so I had to chase down what pin to assign the map sensor, what pin for how the fans were on, what pin for the boost controller, and then once I kind of found everything where everything's allocated, then everything just started working from there. You know, this car's on S3 cams. The drivability, the idle quality, the startup is phenomenal. There's no fluctuation, there's no stutter, there's no breakup, there's no inconsistency in the idle quality. It right at the idle target where I want it, how I set it up, it holds it there and it sits there and it's chops. He's happy, you know. He bought this car. He always wanted to get into the Evo industry. His first Evo that he ever had. I wanted to make sure I go through everything properly for him, set everything up, take my time to go over certain things, explain how certain things run, what's going on. Found a lot of other issues, the bugs with his wiring, his fan, a lot of stuff, bleeding the coolant system. And you know, I didn't have to do it, but while it was here, I did it for him because I wanted him to have a good experience. I wanted to go on a test drive. He can feel it. I didn't want to like tune the car partially, then he leaves, didn't get to feel it. He didn't get to see how the car drove, how it performs. So he didn't really see, so I wanted him to see the value and why he came here, why he worked with me, and why he, you know, put all this time and effort and money into his car. So we finished him today at 500 horsepower and 423, and this is on an AGT stock frame, stock replacement, 60 millimeter. So it's not a big turbo. You know, it's really not a big turbo. It's Tyler from AGT's older spec turbo. So he came up with the 60 millimeters a while ago, before he came out with the 57s, before he came out with the 64s. At that time, the 60 was his biggest. So Tyler has progressed a lot of his designs on his newer turbos with his different compressor wheels, exhaust wheels, housings, bigger exhaust housings. So now, like this 60 that we tuned today is more of his older version of his turbos, and not like how the AGT spec of today, with a bigger exhaust housing, bigger different blade design on the compressor wheel, everything like that. So, but we made it. You know, I asked him, what's the goal for this car? He said, I just want to be mid 400s or 500. And sure enough, after I put the T-fitting in there from the boost controller, I found out it was not working. Made it right at 470, 395. I asked him, do you want to make that 500? If you want to make that 500, I can tell you right now, this wastegate needs more gate pressure. I could see how it was building. I could see how it was holding up top. And I knew by adding that wastegate pressure was going to have it pick up all this and also have it curve a lot better. So it's curving a lot better. It's picked up like crazy and curving a lot better. Now, it's not on the boost control solenoid, so it does fall off a little bit. But when we did that and we made that 500 mark, he said, bro, that's it. That's where I want to be. So, you know, work the drivability, make sure that feels nice and smooth. Didn't want no hesitation, no sputter, no stutter, no nothing. Like, I wanted him to get in that car, puts it in first gear, rolls off, and it feels like butter. Goes to every single gear, high gear in the highway, streets, back roads, feels like butter. When he downshifts, I wanted him to feel that power, and it feels good. You know, I took him for a little test drive. He was surprised. He's like, bro, I didn't think it was gonna feel like this, you know? And this is just a starting base. He has the built setup, but he bought the car as is with all that stuff on it. His real intentions of this car is to go forward facing, big turbo. So he just wanted to tune the car as is, get everything set up as is. So whenever he does do the big turbo setup, he'll be able to fire the car up, let it idle, let it run on the current tune, you know, not go out there and race it and beat on it, but on the current tune, he'll fire up and run, and we can work off of that and go from there. But this is just the base, and, you know, I'm happy with this 500 horsepower and 423 foot-power torque. It's on E85 and runs phenomenal. AFR goes up and it holds flatline where I want it to be, then redline. Perfect. You know, I couldn't get any more happier than this. If you too would like to work with us, just like how he did, whether you're remote tune, whether it's dyno tune, or you want us to come to your state, your country, your city, your location, hit us up. We also do travel tuning, where we come to you. If it's just for a one-on-one private session with you, or if you wanted to get a bunch of your buddies that need to get their car tuned and figured out and diagnosed, and, you know, if you're tired of working with a lot of issues, you want good drivability, you want good power band, you want good startup, you want good idle, like how he did, then you reach me at 941-268-7493, or you can catch me on all platforms of social media at Performance Destination. Thank you for watching. Till next time.